miles per hour, reaching a height of over 5.5 to 6,000 feet. As Red One brings that diamond 9 down and bends it round to the right. Red One this year, once again for his second year as a team leader, is squad leader John Bond, known as Bondy. Bondy's actually done 7 years in the team. He did 5 years in Red 2 to 9, taking a year out and then becoming Red 1 last year. He's a former Typhoon pilot, and he also flew the Tucano as a qualified flying instructor, where he flew the Tucano display aircraft in 2012. Now moves into 9 hours. The smoke will come on once again. It's the Renault! On the right hand side of Red 1 is Red 2. That's Flight Attendant Rob Thomas. Rob is in his first year on the team. He's on the Hawk 2-1 with 2 squadron at RAF Valley. He then completed his training and moved to the Typhoon Force, where he served on 3 squadrons on operations over Iraq and Syria, as well as an instructor on 29 squadrons and operational conversion units, all based at RAF Coningsby. You now see those wings, all the even numbers on the right or the odd numbers on the left make themselves make rearwards in one of the widest formations that we fly. As the squad formation rolls out, this is the Swan.
Why is it doing this? 45. Stay quiet.
You can hear those commands from Red 1 and all the profession and monitoring the delivery. That's because we fly our formation by ear rather than by eye. This means that the pilots on the outside of the formation are putting their inputs in just a little bit earlier than those on the inside to ensure that the formation moves as one rather than a ripple effect down the wind. You now see Red 8 and 9 slip behind the rest of the formation to form once again the shape of one of the most iconic aircraft ever to float in history. From the left, the smoke comes on in the Concorde. On the left-hand side of that centre stem, close to at the front, is Red 3, Flight Attendant Andrew McEwen, known as Hacker. Hacker then is in his first year on the team. He previously served in AJT, a Harrier variant on exchange United States Marine Corps, before then returning back to the UK and flying our newest aircraft, the 5th generation F-35B, with 617, the Dambusters at RAF Marham. We now see Red 2 and 3 make their way forwards and the rest of the formation to form a Delta formation. And in celebration of 20 years of the Royal Air Force Typhoon display team, from the right, this is Typhoon! All across the world, both Iraq and Syria, as well as the Eastern European Air Policing Patrol. On the back of that formation, all the way at the far right, is Red 4, Crewman Chris McCann. An extremely hard position for him to fly because, again, we take our formation references from Red 1. And not necessarily the aircraft on the inside of him. He's looking all through that formation, taking that reference as Red 1. Chris McCann is in his second year and the team. Once again, he was taken from training and made an instructor on the Tucano before joining the TR4 Tornado Force, where he got an AFC for his service on operations over Afghanistan. Coming in from the left to celebrate the Royal Air Force new capability in space and cyber, this is Apollo. There are 11 pilots in the team. We have Red 129 displayed in front of you. We are, of course, commanded by Officer Commanding Rafa, Red 11 Wing Commander Adam Collins, former Tornado GR4 pilot, Also flew the Hawk in the aggressor role with 100 Squadron and an F-111 while on exchange with the Royal Australian Air Force. A Wing Commander Collins is in his final year as Red 11. You now see him split once again with Red 6 and 7 in trail. Royal Air Force Cosford, get your cameras ready for the colourful and noisy Big Vixen. Towards the back of the air brakes are out. That's a small door sticking out the belly of the aeroplane. In certain manoeuvres we fly the air brake out. It makes the pilots fly with a higher throttle setting, thereby producing a hotter engine gas temperature. It makes the smoke burn a lot more brightly, and it also creates an air disturbance outside the back of the aeroplane, making that smoke billow a lot more fuller, and therefore in certain manoeuvres we use it to enhance those manoeuvres. You'll now see Red 6 and 7 sit behind Red 1 in the stem, Red 8 and 9 in trail as they come around to right for one of the most popular, if not the most popular, the Red Arrows fly. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your cameras ready. It's tornado time! 8 and 9 roll goes. Red 8 and 9 roll around the rest of formation. Watch for the colour change as Red 1 brings them down the line. I've said 11 pilots in the team. We talked about Red 11. Myself, Red 10. This is my 4th and final year on the team. A former Tornado TR4 pilot, as well as being a qualified flying instructor on the Hawk T-Mark II. But of course, the Red Arrows is not just about the pilots. We have a team of over 140 personnel. Over 120 of them are the engineers, the logisticians, the visual communicators, the administrators, and they are known as the Blues due to the colour of their blue flying coveralls. And of course, there are a number of Blues here today at our public relations tent at the far end of the showground, so please pop along, say hello, find out about their careers in the Royal Air Force aerobatic team and the wider Royal Air Force. You'll see Red 8 and 9 have now joined the rest of the formation, and this is your last opportunity to catch the Red Arrows in our world famous Diamond 9. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from the left in the Diamond 9, the Red Arrows. As we start the second half, it's the more dynamic, hot pumping, jaw-dropping formation, and we're starting with the same formation as last year. It's the 5-4 split. And in the second half, we now operate in two distinct sections. Off to the left, we've got Reds 1 through 5, known as Enid, named after Enid Blyton's famous 5. And off to the right, Red 6, 7, 8, 9, known as Hannah, named after Squad Leader Ray Hannah, one of the first members of the Red Arrows. He's the first team leader to lead the team for 4 years. He took the team from a 7 to a 9 and formed our world famous Diamond 9. Enid from the left, Hannah from the right for the colourful 5-4 prop.
Where have they all gone? Remember they did split, didn't they? Before I was getting this
As Hannah disappears to our left, keep your eye on Enid, who come round to the left and stay in show centre. You'll see Red 4 coming in from the right to sit behind Red 1 and Red 5 in trail on Enid.
They keep disappearing.
Number 5, roll goes. Number 5 rolls around the smoke of Enid in the twister. Red 5 is flight attendant Justin Wales. Known as Justin. Originally from Zimbabwe, he joined the Royal Air Force and through training became a Typhoon pilot. He flew with 11 squadrons, 41 squadron of test and evaluation squadrons before becoming instructor on 29 squadron, all based at RAF Coventry. Look directly to your front and you'll see the smoke of Hannah run back in, looking for the red and blue from red 8 and 9. Get your cameras ready for the Hannah break.
Yes!
Yeah, but it's probably on my laser. Oh, look at that.
Red 6 and 8 to our left hand side, red 7 and right hand side. Pair and the Synchro pair are led by red 6, the Synchro leader, squad leader Tom Hanson. Tom is in his third and final year on the team, a former Typhoon pilot and qualified weapons instructor on the Typhoon, where he was responsible for teaching all weapon tactics and technical information to the Typhoon force. And Squadron Hansford received a DSC for services on operations over Iraq and Syria. Each pair will now dive down to only 100 feet above the airfield. They have a closing speed of over 800 to 900 miles per hour in the Hannah Pass.
This is the red outrageous.
Yeah, why would you leave?
Listen to it. It's going
Red 7 off to our right, red 6 off to our left, pull up, now it's up to 60, making everything about them weigh 6 times heavier. To our right hand side is red 7, Captain George Hopday. He's in his second year on the team, and once again he was taken from training, made an instructor on the Tucano, before joining the Typhoon force where he flew with Royal Squadron based at RAF Coventry. As the Synchro pair complete the manoeuvre called the Boomerang. 100 feet, wingtip to wingtip, pulling hard to clear to our front. Look to your right hand side, and you're looking for Enid. They come in, the smoke will come on, and they will settle themselves down in an inverted V. Look to your left hand side, you've got red 9, smoking red, as he flies to Enid in the goose. CR4 pilot and former qualified flying instructor on the Hawk T-Mark 2. As Enid disappears to our left hand side, look directly to your front, and once again you're looking for this Synchro pair led by red 6. Just see their nose light twinkling in the distance as red 6 pulls up red 7 in tango formation. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your cameras ready. This is the one you do not want to miss. It's the world famous Synchro Hawk. And coming in from the top right, the speed half is ready. Ready, the first name Richard Walker, an extremely experienced aviator, having flown the Harrier, as well as the Typhoon, as well as being a qualified flying instructor on the Hawk T-Mark 2. And let us pass it round the applause for the wonderful horse in the skies of Royal Air Force Cosford. Keep your eye on red 6 and red 7 as they come back towards the play line. Once again, at only 100 feet, the closing speed of over 900 miles per hour. Each aircraft will perform a barrel roll at that 100 feet before pressing in a second barrel roll in a manoeuvre simply called the double roll.
Wasn't it meant to be at like 3:25.
side, coming in from the left-hand side is Enid, now joined by red 8 and 9. As said, red 1 has the option to go full, flat or rolling, and he changes that decision through the show depending on the plough base. And he's staying with the flat and rolling show, coming in from the left with corkscrew. Great opportunity to see our red, white and blue. It's still the take off due to the split head onto the head of airshow. Those smoke colours are selectable by their own button on the pilot control column.
They've got fuel tanks underneath.
The smoke tanks do not
I'm
have
gonna be going forever.
a mistake or get the wrong colour at the wrong time in the display. Red 7 from the right, red 6 from the left, barrel rolling back down to 100 feet. Before crossing in the centre for the circus. White, blue and red, they're pulling hard up to 60 to cross once again at the back of the circle. Now the red becomes blue, the blue becomes red as they cross back towards the centre of the show display, completing the manoeuvre called circus. Look to your front right 45, you can see he's flying the back of our aircraft in between displays and we cannot take the short engineering company. They are known as circus. One individual will be at the display is circus 10, that's AS1 Uwin Lewis. And he's out there today, filming the display. As Enid leads to our front left, you're looking to the left now from red 6 and 9, red 7 and 8 from the right hand side. For one of our 2025, red 6 and 9 now rolling versus working hard against that -3. The ball chainsaw. Red 6 and 9 inverted for no more than 30 seconds, all the blood rushing to their brains. Fighting hard against that -3, working that, making that G-suit work extremely hard and then rolling the correct way up with a small amount of positive G to lead the display area to our front. Cast your eyes now to the left hand side, you can see the nose lights coming in from Enid. 2 and 3, roll will go. 2 and 3, roll to the outside. Clear, go. It's red 4 and 5, roll to the outside. And one of the hardest maneuvers for the pilot, after